Your journey ends with me. Countering.
Is dedicated to the world.
Nothing reaches my
Master music.
initiating level 1 signal. Full lockdown. Nothing slips through my
Now's our chance.
heads up.
Catch you in the next life.
Removing threat.
Gotcha.
Countering.
Behave yourself. Let our souls resonate.
Full lockdown.
You asked for it.
Your journey ends with me. Lost.
Remember to smile.
Don't cross the line.
Power of art. Time to wrap things up. Jackpot.
Keep up the... Don't even try. The best defense is a strong
Song, equip you.
full lockdown complete.
Pleasure's all yours.
Heads up.
I'll eat everything. We fight together. Smooth thing.
Neutral.
Behave yourself. You asked for it.
You have no
Let's go. I'll show you.
Your journey ends with me.
Catch you in the next life. This song is dedicated to the world.
Full lockdown complete.
Pleasure's all yours.
Press the advantage.
Behave yourself. Behave yourself. My time to shine.
Heads up.
Gotcha.
Countering. Press the advantage. Your journey ends with me. Neutral.
Remember to smile.
Heads up. Don't even try.
Let our souls resonate.
slips through my Heads up. Final one.
Right back at ya. What's this? Behavior attack.
The best defense is a strong offense.
Catch you in the next life. Gotcha.
Heads up. Removing something.
You asked for it.
You have no need. Full lockdown.
Another chance.
Nothing slips through my counter.
Remember to smile.
Don't even try.
Gotcha.
Heads up.
Tough luck. Get away from me. Behave yourself.
The best defense is a strong offense. Final one.
Gotcha.
Heads up.
Another chance. What this song is dedicated to the world.
Full lockdown.
The pleasure's all yours.
Initiating level 1 safety. Full lockdown.
Catch you in the next life.
Count your turn. And me.
Behave yourself. Tough luck.
Good morning, everyone. Do we really have to talk about how amazing Nicole and Astra is? Well, if you didn't know, these are the combat variables for attack agent to deal damage. If an attack agent want to deal high damage, they would want to diversify their stats to fulfill all of this. There's attack, damage, defense multiplier can be in a form of defense rate or pen ratio, critical value, the combination of crit rate and crit damage, and resistance. Now, these are all the variables that Nicole and Astra covers. It's all of them. Astra attack buff is currently the highest in the game, and Nicole defense rate is also the highest and readily available. If we have M1 Astra, the support reach become more wider with her rush rate, but you might not need it. Not to mention, both Nicole and Astra can utilize both of the strongest support drive discs. There is Astral Voice and Swing Jazz with a really good uptime. Nicole Astra Core basically can support any agent. Here, we are focusing on Evelyn. She is on Hormone Punk with standard DPS build of Attack D6 and Crit D4. Just make sure to not use pen ratio D5 on Evelyn as it would clash with Nicole dev strat. Evelyn grows a lot on me. At the first time I got my hands on her, I actually have a mixed feeling with her. It's kind of hard to maximize her damage, and I still stand on the opinion that she is a moderately high floor agent to master. But over time playing more with her and getting more familiar with the rotation, I think I've understand it now. One thing that makes me confused at the improvement that I experienced is that, looking more into it, I was actually dealing less individual damage when I killed Pompey at Season 8 than when I failed to kill him at Season 6, even though Season 8 Pompey has a little bit more HP. Then this improvement is not caused by stats nor the A buff difference. And thinking more about it, I think this is rotation diff. I've realized that I actually haven't played Eve well enough through her highest potential. One reason for that is because I was saving my Ember too much for stun, thinking she is a purely burst DPS. But what makes her shine brighter is that she can also deal high damage outside stun. But then how can we get enough Embers for Eve chain outside and inside stun? To answer that, first let's talk about buffs. Normally, the Daze and Chain buff is best for Evelyn, but only with 3rd stun agent. With Nicole, I believe the ultimate buff is much more better. Why? This is the approximate rotation of the Butcher fight with the Daze and Chain buff. There might be difference. If you don't hold Eve ultimate for stun window, you might get her 4th ultimate. But regardless, without a stunner, it's probably not possible to get the 4th stun window. Now this is the rotation with ultimate buff from the fight that is showcased. The ultimate count skyrocket. Astra ultimate count doubling to 4 itself is really incredible. By just seeing this, you should now understand that this buff is insanely strong, as it powers up Astra Nicole's support capability to the max. And to make sure we utilize this buff to the fullest, the key is to use the ultimates as fast as possible. Like here, after Nicole defensive assist, the Decibels from her follow-up charges Astra ultimate. So Nicole apply her debuff by basic and swap to Astra immediately using her ultimate. Then after Nicole chain attack, if ultimate is ready, right after Swing Just buff is turned on by Nicole. So we also immediately use it. And by the showcase, you've seen already that part of our Decibels generation is by defensive assist. We also want to do defensive assist for more performance point and for weakening stacks on Butcher. Ideally, we want this to be maxed out on 4 at every moment. You might not know, if chain by her hold basic generates 1 assist point, so this should help to get defensive assist without running out of assist point. And some help to get 5000 performance point when your defensive assist generate 200 points instead of 300. That means your performance point is already maxed at 5000. But even if it's already maxed, I would still take the next defensive assist for the Decibels, debuff on Butcher, and the Daze. And of course, to get the defensive assist more smoother, you might want to memorize his movement. When defensive assist with Nicole, Eve will not be available to defensive assist next because she is still on field. But by waiting with Nicole a bit more, we can get to the next one with Eve and to immediately dealing damage with her too. But now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Hormone Punk. This is something that might take some time to master. Though you can just use it and forget about it, we can also optimize it. What we can do is that first, do some mock battle with Butcher first, and then see the average time of when will Butcher is stunned. After we know the timing, we can then line a time range of 10 seconds between when Hormone Punk is on and off, and memorize parts of the timestamp when we should set Evelyn swap to tune her Hormone Punk timing. Like in the first stun window pre-stun, Eve is mostly just getting Decibels, energy, and embers for half of the time. When her ultimate and Nicole ultimate is ready and her energy and ember is enough, she then bursts her damage outside stun, starting with her ultimate on the second time range when the Hormone Punk is on. By doing this ultimate is buffed by Swing Just, Max Astral Stack, Hormone Punk, and the DA buff Death Threat. I want to emphasize this to show that minding about buff and debuff uptime is what will determine how high Eve damage will be. Now the next task here is to make sure if Decibels will be enough to ultimate inside the first stun. By 1, thanks to the possibility of disorder that is given by Nicole. If triggering disorder is important for her Decibel generation in this rotation, we are close to stun here, but if Decibel is still less than 1000, we are still holding here. We need to generate more ember. Wait until the last moment, defensive assist on the last attack with Nicole, don't use the follow-up, instead dash cancel, EX, and swap cancel to Astra ultimate. The stun timing here is kind of early. Ideally, Butcher is not stunned yet here. And this is the best way to do if stun rotation by incorporating Astra Ultimate. Without lighter stun duration increase, it's not viable to double chain if with Astra Ultimate. And this way is better, as it makes sure Nicole debuff uptime is close to 100%. If chain, Nicole debuff is still on, so we go to Astra. If chain again, then to Nicole refreshing her debuff and swing just buff. If chain, then hold chain to Nicole EX for debuff refresh. After that chain rotation, now if Decibel is at 2800, to generate Decibels here, enhance basic ones, and then EX, purposefully left one slot of tether, because it will be filled by if ultimate. If Butcher is not stunned too soon before, we could have fit the whole ultimate inside the stun, and this probably is the best stun rotation for the team. Although for the second and third stun window, we are not going to do the same like this, because as I said before, our strategy is to use ultimate as soon as it is available for a higher number of ultimate overall. At the second stun window, if the RNG is good and if previously triggered burn or disorder, she actually could also use her ultimate at the end of the stun. But missing it is fine, because this team strategy focuses on both outside and inside stun damage. One important rotation between Evelyn and Nicole is how it is important to combine Nicole energy field with Evelyn chain. If about to ultimate, Nicole EX first, then to if ultimate. If about to hold chain, Nicole ultimate first, then to if hold chain. This is also good as it refresh if astral voice stack before she chain attack. In this video, I also included UCC run as a bonus, because they are in a sense pretty similar, though it is quite a bit harder to kill. The strategy is to make sure the leg impair bonus stays until if bursts her damage in stun. That means we need to break the legs as close with the stun window. Because there are 6 legs overall, ideally you would want to stack the impair debuff 2 for each stun window. Although in the run we actually got 2 on the first stun, 3 on the second stun, and 0 on the third stun, because I break the last leg too soon and too far from the third stun without any more legs to refresh the duration. But timing the leg impair will be quite hard considering how troublesome UCC as an enemy is. And another hard part is the Hormone Punk uptime tuning. It's quite troublesome, because my tuning method that I used previously can't really be consistently used here. Depending on when the legs are impaired, the stun window can shift more or less than 10 seconds. That's a whole cycle of Hormone Punk. And we might not even know when the legs are going to be impaired. Sometimes we can accidentally impair it just because of the damage threshold, so depending on the UCC RNG, he might take quite a while to kill. Also, because of the difference of Decibels generation between Butcher and UCC, by which we farm defensive assist on Butcher while we break legs on UCC, I find that it's quite hard to get 4 ultimate on Astra in UCC. So in this case, I prefer to save Astra ultimate only on stun window. That's why all the stun window in UCC fight is the same as the first stun window in Butcher fight. If immediate use of Astra ultimate can increase the ultimate count more than the stun window, then there is no reason to do it, better to hold it for each stun. And that's the breakdown. This video is more precise and more compacted than my usual rotation guide. I'm still conflicted on deciding what style of guide is better, full fight commentary or just highlight of the fight like in this video. Let me know what you think in the comment, and if you have any more questions about the team, feel free to leave a comment as well. I hope this video helps you, and see you next time.